Hello everyone and welcome to another Elliott Wave Forecast intraday video. And today my name is Eric. Today is the 21st of October and here we go guys, and we're gonna take a look at a very significant date in the S&P 500. Something that we've been saying all over in Elliott Wave Forecast is the idea that the indices, they're always going to be bullish. Why? Because the indices are part of the human growth and the human nature. I mean, believe and being bearish the indices is not a winning proposition. And that always been our mantra when it comes to Elliott Wave Forecast, is that we always try to force the bullish side as much as we can, because we know that we are forcing the right side of the market. No question, the S&P makes correction. The S&P just did a three-way correction of the highs, a correction that we were expecting, and everyone can check the previous video that we did in S&P 500 and see that we were expecting this type of correction. The S&P did a three-way pullback from the peak on the mid right here, from the peak on September 19. 1, 2, 3, 4 as a flat, 5, 6, and 7. When the C weight of the or Y weight here, it took a wave of a triple correction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 to complete within the inflation zone a huge three ways pullback that we were expecting the area of 1880, 1820 to be finished. All right. Now, this is things of the past. We have a video, is in our homepage, that you guys can see how we anticipate this move. Now, what is next? I tend to believe that the S&P started our wave fight in red. A wave fight in Elliott Wave principle can take two ways. Either can be a diagonal, or the wave fight can be a regular impulse. As of right now, today the S&P sent two significant signs. The first one, that the S&P, believe it or not guys, it has an acceleration gap over here early today. This is typical of a wave 3. The stochastic RSI, also something that we use in EWF, in the 1 hour and the 4 hour, is providing here, as you guys can see, something that we call the snake. And a snake is typical of a wave 3 in Elliott Wave. Now, the S&P can, like I say, it has an outside target of 2062, 2100 before we end this cycle from June of 2013. Now, this cycle in the S&P, like I say, we need more data to locate the 15-minute scenario. But something for sure, the first sign, the snake in the stochastic RSI. The second sign is that the 50% back of these three ways pullback, it didn't present any selling pressure. That usually means that the right side are being won by the bulls. Now, how can this be counted? Well, very simple. If it is a diagonal, then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 to around 1280 to end the first leg of a diagonal to the outside. The secondary count is more, or another count is more straight out bullish, in which the S&P did 1, 2 over here with a B wave flat, or a wave 2, better say flat, 3 over here, and now the S&P is in wave 3 of 3, which is gonna take the S&P to around higher levels. Over here, looking at the extensions, it would take the S&P to around 1950, a pullback and another extension here before the S&P also reach the target, the minimum target, which is toward 2062. As you guys see, there are many signs to implement. First, 3 ways back, no reason to be bearish. Second, a strong reaction of a 3 ways back, and the stochastic RSI providing a perfect setup to the long side. So for now, we keep our bias always been and always will. That is a bullish S&P, that it will do correction, that the correction will take degrees, and that one day is gonna be a 1,000 point correction in the S&P. Of course, that's part of human nature. But denying and being bearish and waiting a crash in the S&P, honestly, is a bad proposition. As always, we are here. It looks like a new cycle started in the indices, and we are here to, trying to be in the right side of the market. We are not 100%. We are not 100% right. We are not, but we are anticipating the move. We did it last week to a video for members. Now we're going with this one. We are anticipating new highs. If it then again the new highs, doesn't matter. We buy a lower after 7 swing from this peak. Sometimes we cannot provide so many of these videos for the public eye. We need to respect our membership. And it's very simple. The 50 baht fell. If the 618, if we hold this area, we're gonna go lower and buy lower. Another view is that we can be in the early stage of a bullish triangle. Being this a wave 4, everything is possible. But for now, our buy early last week, on the middle last week in the lows, is looking pretty good. All right. So any member that bought the S&P at the lows, keep the trade. Target 2062 is our target in the S&P 500. As always, Elliott Wave Forecast here to forecast the future. Thank you guys.